Now, this is another riff that follows a major scale type fingering, starting with the second finger, and we're in the key of A on the fifth fret of the sixth string, and then I call this a shuffle boogie in A. And now on my book, this is book 2, beginning rock guitar, and we're doing kind of a fast swing count, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like that. It's really a shuffle rhythm, but we're counting it like swing, like straight eighth notes almost, like 1 and 2. It's like straight eighths, but they're unequal. And you have long, short, long, short, long. The quarter notes and eighth notes on this page, this was an early copy where I couldn't quite get it right on the computer. This was back in 1998 or 99, and when all the computers were they would crackle like, when they were computing, and they were much slower than they are now. And I couldn't get my software to line up these notes exactly. So they might look a little funny, but it's still basically 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, so watch for the little variations, like sometimes it goes up to the 7th fret, and then the next time it goes, all the notes are the same except the high note is the 5th fret. And so there's little tricky things like that. What most people have trouble with is the last two measures. That's the last measure of the verse and then the ending measure. Like if you look at the bottom line in the tablature, it's like 5, 5, 4, 4, 7, 7, 4, 4, 5, 7, 4, 7, and then you have a tie. So it's like the rhythm is like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that tie in a swing rhythm is a little tricky to count. It's like, again, like if we 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you want to make sure that you've got the right proportion of the notes. Like the note after the tie is a quick note. So it's like long, short, long, short, long, long, short, long, short, long. Okay? So with the tie, you're putting two longs together. Long, short, long, short, short. And think of it that way, or just count it like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That would be the best thing, is to be able to count the beats and play this. Now, it's a little bit of a finger twister there, because you're not repeating. All the notes in the riff are like 5, 5, 4, 4, 7, 7, and then suddenly you're doing no repeats here, like You're doing 5, 7, 4, 7, plus you're changing strings back and forth with each note. So that's a little tricky, and you might want to kind of drill, make a simple drill where you're going do 5, 7 4 times, and then do 4, 7 4 times, and then 5, 7 twice, 4, 7 twice, and then once each. Again, so we're doing second finger to fourth and then first finger to fourth. So it's 5, 7, 4 times, 4, 7, 4 times, then 2 times each, then 1 time each. Okay? And that'll get your fingers limbered up for that riff. And then you want to weave it into the fabric. You know, if you work on one spot like that, that doesn't mean that you've got it down. You've got to be able to play it go back a few measures. Like if you just went to the beginning of the line where you're starting the riff, and then now what's tricky about the ending is that you're coming off of this tie and doing second finger on the 5th fret, and then going to first finger on the 3rd fret, and then third finger on the 5th fret. So it's second finger on the 5th, first, third. So we're doing 2 different fingers on the same note, but it just fits that way, you know, when you're going. Okay, so have fun with this. Let me play it one more time a little faster, okay? And if you want to play it with me, you can. So think like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and let me do it again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, great. Now, you could do it with a muted sound like we did with Rockabilly Boogie. And a good idea might be to do it straight without the muting the first time through and then mute the second time through. Might give it a nice variety there. But you can play around with it. It's a common kind of riff that you would hear in sometimes rockabilly music, but also jump blues like Louis Jordan. Louis Jordan was a sax player, but a lot of his songs were similar to this, and those little slight differences in the changes were very common with like Louis Jordan. They were smart guys. They didn't just play in their sleep. You know, they were thinking when they were playing and devising, different things. And that's the way a lot of blues is. It's kind of deceptive because a lot of people think, well, a lot of blues they sound the same, But when you really listen to even Muddy Waters, Chicago blues, they would do arrangements and they would do things where the solos had slightly different chord changes than the verses, and you'd hear that all the time. And they were in the studio, I'm sure, mapping that out and planning that, the intros all that, you know. So it's not as, you know, samely as it seems. You know, it's you know, if you're really a blues player, you know those things and you realize that. But so anyway, like my video if you like it, and subscribe to my channel here, and like my Facebook page, John Hedger Guitar Studio. Thank you.